Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Vishal Vinayak, Assistant Professor, School of Management and Commerce, RIMT University. So students, today we are going to discuss a very important topic of marketing, that is marketing mix. So first of all, we should have a fair idea that what do we mean by marketing mix. Marketing mix, in a very simple words, we can say that it is set of actions which company takes to promote its product or a brand in the market. Fine. Now, if we talk about our life, planning is very important in our life. We all know it. Similarly, in marketing, we also need a plan, and it's known as a marketing plan. So what marketing plan does? It leads to segmenting and targeting of the market. And once the segmentation is being identified and segments are identified, marketing mix helps the company to achieve its objectives. Fine. So now we come to the definition of marketing mix. According to Neil Borden, the marketing mix is a set of marketing tools which the firm uses to pursue its marketing objectives in the target market. Now the marketing mix is also popularly known as P's of marketing. Traditionally, there are 4 P's of marketing which were given by Jerome McCarthy. These 4 basic P's are covered in the manufacturing sector. These 4 P's are product, price, place and promotion. And if we talk about the services sector, the 4 P's are extended to 7 P's. The 3 more P's are people, process and physical evidence. Now this diagram shows us all the 7 P's of marketing, or we can say marketing mix. It includes price, product, promotion, place, people, process, physical environment. Now out of all these P's, if we talk about price, price is the most easiest P which can be changed in the short run. Now for example, if a company want to change the price of the product, the company can do it just by announcing it overnight on the through the advertisement, and the price can be changed. So it can be changed in a short run. But if we talk about the product can be, it is possible to change the product in the long period only, in the long run only. We can take the example like the company want to launch a new car, for example Ford EcoSports. It will take 4 to 5 years in making. So it can be changed in the long run. Now let us discuss all the 7 P's of marketing one by one. First is product. Now what is product? Product is anything which is offered by the company to the customer to fulfill their needs and want. The product is the starting point of the marketing. In all the P's, all other P's cannot exist if there is no product. So product is very important, and it is the starting point of marketing. A product can be any entity. In a simple words, what we can say, a product can be any entity which can be marketed, Now Philip Kotler has given 10 entities which can be marketed. So all these 10 entities, they comes under the category of product. These entities are goods, services, experiences, events, persons, places, properties, organizations, information and ideas. So all these entities, they come under the category of product. Now there are certain decisions which the company have to take which are related to product, like the design of the product, the technology of the product which they use to manufacture it, the usefulness of the product, its convenience, its value, its quality, packaging, branding, accessories, warranties. So all these are the decisions which are related to product which the company has to take. Now the next P is price. What is price? Price is something which is paid by the customer to get the product. Fine. It is the only element of marketing mix, or we can say it is the only element of marketing which produces the revenue for the business, and it is very important because it produces the revenue of the business, for the business. It is very easiest element in the marketing mix which can be adjusted in the short run, like we have already discussed earlier, that the price can be adjusted in the short run period. Price is also important as it communicates the value proposition. Now we come to the definition of price. According to David, price is the money you pay for any product or a service. Now there are different names which are given to price. It can be a airfare, it can be a tuition fee, college fee, insurance premium, interest charges, it can be rent, lease rental, consultancy fee, it can be a commission, or it can be a toll, or it can be a honorarium. So, all these are the different names which are given to price. There are different strategies which company follow which are related to pricing. These strategies can be a skimming strategy, penetration, psychological pricing, cost plus pricing, and loss leadership. So, out of these all strategies, the two most important strategies are skimming and penetration. Rest of all we can discuss in the next lectures, but here we will discuss the skimming pricing strategy and penetration pricing strategy. First of all, skimming. Skimming basically it emerged from skim the milk, that in this kind of strategy, initially when the product is being launched into the market, the company charges the higher price, and afterwards later on the company lower down the prices. And second is penetration pricing policy or strategy. It is just opposite of the skimming strategy. In the penetration policy or penetration strategy, initially the company charges lesser price, and once the product become popular, then the price is being increased. So, initially why the company charges lesser price? Because the company want to penetrate into the market and try to capture the larger share of the market, and once the company has penetrated into the market and captured the largest share of the market, after that the company increases the price of the product. Next P is place. Now, place is where the services or product is being offered to the customer. The means, place is the means by which the product and services get from the producer to the customer and where they can be accessed by the customer. It includes the marketing channels or the distribution channels to reach out to the customer. So, according to Stern and Ansari, marketing channels are set of independent organizations involved in the process of making product or service available for the use of consumption. Now, it is only because of the marketing channel that the demand is being created in the market, and after the demand is being created, it is being fulfilled by the company. After demand is created, it is being fulfilled by the company, and after the demand is being fulfilled, the after sale services are provided by the company, and all this is possible only because of the marketing channels. If there is no marketing channel, we cannot provide these services to the customer. So, it is only possible due to the marketing channel. The next P is promotion. Now, the company has manufactured the product and that product is made available at the various distribution channels or marketing channels, but the customer will not ask for the product unless and until he or she is aware of that product. Fine. So, we have to make the customer aware about the product, and that is where the promotion comes into it. Fine. So, in promotion we communicate about the product and services to the customer. Fine. So, it includes the things that you do in order to advertise a product and increase its sales. So, it includes the things which you do to advertise the product and increase the sales. The different channels or different steps which we can take in the promotion are advertising, sales promotion, public relation, direct marketing, personal selling, and digital marketing is the latest addition in the promotion mix. Now, there are different methods by which we can do the promotion. There are different channels through which we can communicate to the customer, but in today's world it is required by the company that they integrate all those channels to communicate to the customer. Fine. They use the combination of all the channels to communicate to the customer. So, this is known as IMC, that is integrated marketing communication. So, what are the different channels through which we can communicate to the customer? These are print advertisement, it can be TV commercials, it can be posters, leaflets, point of purchase, hoardings, video films, directories, sales meetings, fairs, trade shows, online shopping, telemarketing, catalog marketing, contests and seminars. So, the combination of all these can be used as a channel of communication to the customer. Now, these were the basic 4 P's, that is product, price, place and promotion. Now, Booms and Bittner, they have extended or given the 7 P's, they have extended these 4 P's to the 7 P's in this service sector. So, the additional 3 P's are people, process and physical evidence. So, in totality we have 7 P's: product, price, place, promotion, and an additional 3 P's are people, process and physical evidence. Now, why the need of these 3 P's was required? Why these 3 additional P's were required in case of service sector? It was due to the certain characteristics or certain features of the service sector due to which we require these additional 3 P's. Now, we should know that what are those characteristics or features of service sector. So, these are inseparability, intangibility, heterogeneity and perishability. So, the services they are inseparate. We cannot separate the services from the service provider. They are intangible in nature. We cannot touch the services, and they are heterogeneous in nature. Whenever any customers, for example, go to a bank and get the services from the bank manager, the bank manager would not provide the same kind of services to all the customers. There would be heterogeneity. There would be a difference in the services every time. So, there is heterogeneity and there is perishability. We cannot store the services. So, these are the characteristics due to which the additional 3 P's were required, that is people, process and physical evidence. Now, let us discuss all these additional 3 P's in detail. The first 4 P's we have already discussed. The next 5th P is people. Now, what are the people? People basically include the employees, the management, and the people are the persons who are ultimately dealing with the customer. So, it is very important P because it gives a long lasting impression on the minds of the customer when they deal with the employees of the company. So, the people includes all the people who are directly or indirectly influence the perceived value of the product or service, including knowledge workers, employees, management and customer. Now, what are the categories which are included in people? That are employees, management, culture and customer services. Now, we come to the next P, that is the 6th P, that is process. So, what is the process? Basically, process is the procedure, or we can say it is a mechanism and flow of activities that helps the marketer to satisfy the customer in a better way. Now, here we can take the example of Domino's. Now, Domino's is able to deliver the pizza in 30 minutes. How it is possible? It is possible only because it has a very good process. It has developed a very good process. And we can take the another example of McDonald's. Every time the customer goes to McDonald's, the McDonald's is able to serve the burger or french fries within 2 minutes. Now, how it is possible to deliver or serve the pizza or burger or french fries within 2 minutes? Because they have very streamlined process. So, what in process we include what processes they follow, they have to go through to acquire the services, how the people consume the services. So, process is very important in case of services. Here we can also take the another example. If a person go to any bank, for example ICICI Bank, so and want to open an account, there is a process of opening the account and that process is standardized. Every customer who goes to a bank for opening an account, they have to follow similar process. So, the company should have a streamlined process, so the services could be provided properly, easily and quickly. So, especially it is relevant, this process P, it is relevant to the service sector and it includes how the services are being consumed by the customer. Now, we come to the last P, that is physical evidence. Physical evidence includes the ambience, mood or the physical presentation of the environment. It is the actual environment or the physical environment where the services are actually being delivered by the company. For example, the bank branch, their table, chair, the brochures they provide, the checkbook, the pen, table, AC, all these are the part of the physical evidence or physical environment. The physical environment can be smart or shabby, it can be trendy, modern or old fashioned, it can having a proper lighting or it would be dark or bright, it can be clean, dirty or neat, or there can be a proper music in the physical evidence or a branch of a company. So, these are the 7 P's. I hope that you have understood. Fine. Thank you so much.